Hey there friends, Nibs again. Out at a garage today, doing a little bit of plinking. Got another wet and rainy raw day. It's in the 40s and raining on and off and very windy. And so I thought I would keep it indoors. And I thought this would be a fun little, not really a head-to-head challenge, but more of really a product comparison, I guess you could say. Two brand new production pump up. I'd say they're youth level, very entry level pellet guns, BB guns and pellet guns. But I had started off my whole kind of journey here with air guns thinking the 760 and the 880 were kind of comparable with each other, but after I got to looking at the specifications and things between the two, I think the 880 is more on par with the Crosman Legacy 1000, and then the 760, at least the new production 760, seems to be much more right on track with the Daisy Model 35. So I thought it'd be really kind of interesting to put these two side by side and just see what they can do. I was playing around with them in the garage, and there's really almost no difference at 7 yards across my garage at home. There's not enough difference to talk about. I ran both of these across the chronograph. Here's a picture of the chronograph reading from the 760. It was like 638. That's 7-grain Meister-Coogan with 10 pumps, 638. And then I did the Daisy, same thing, 7-grain Meister-Coogans and 10 pumps, and I had 629, so almost no difference there, not enough to talk about. I did not run any of the, what do you call them, alloy pellets through either one of these yet, but maybe we'll get down the road, we'll give that a try, see if we can get closer. So Daisy, specifications for Daisy says that with up to 690 feet per second. So I think we could probably get pretty close to that with the alloy pellets. If we're already at 629 with a 7-grain lead pellet. And then the 760 box claims that it's up to 700 feet per second. So both of them are smooth bore, 10 pump, multi-pump guns. So what we're going to do here today is shoot some targets across the garage here. This is 21 yards from where I'm sitting to the splatterburst targets down there. I'm not going to do on the bench rest, but I'll probably rest my elbow against the tabletop here and then kind of shoot somewhat offhand, just slightly supported. But let's go ahead and get started. The Daisy was obviously the newer arrival to the garage. So I'm going to shoot both with Meister-Coogans and with some Hornady Black Diamonds. We'll shoot the Daisy first with the Meister-Coogans, and we'll switch over to the 760, and then once we see if we're doing all right there, then we'll switch over to the BBs and see what we can do with the BBs at 21 yards. I did take a couple of shots before I started up, but I really haven't messed around with it too much to see if they're actually making a group. I just wanted to see if I could actually hit the target with either one of them. So other than that, I don't know how they're going to group. I kind of imagine it's going to be a pretty good sized group, but I've definitely surprised myself out here already. But such a nice easy pumping gun this Model 35 is. This is kind of almost I think it's more of a comparison between the two to see, which one would I buy again. I really like them both, but let's see what we can do. So, shooting open sights here. I'm not great with that. All right. I hit the I hit the splatterburst almost where I was aiming. I was aiming right at that center dot. So that's a pretty good start. It is tough. Almost touching, that's pretty good. Went this morning and, oop, that one flipped around on me. Went this morning and got the coal for the winter. The winter's coming fast. Ton of coal. That'll last me about, depending on the actual winter conditions, it'll last me, wow, this thing's stacking them right in there. A ton will last me probably just about halfway through the winter. My average winter, I go through 2 tons of coal heating the house. With in a hard winter, I have burned as much as 3. But typically right around 2. I think actually last year I only went through, it was a pretty mild winter. Overall, yeah, wow, look at that group. That is something else for a smoothbore to be doing work like that. I hope the I hope the 760 can step up. Okay. That is nice. All right, so let's hit the 760. So I have another fresh splatter burst underneath that one, and we'll shoot this guy at that splatter burst. I think once I'm done with the pellets, I'll pause the camera, and I'll paster up those just so we can see how we did with the BBs, and in case they go through the same hole again, we'll know where they're actually hitting. So this one is a little bit harder to pump. I still think it's very youth friendly, but it is a little harder to pump. Wow. Crosman says I ain't gonna be showing up. Right in the red dot, like it. "21 yards is a pretty good stretch for a smoothbore, any kind of gun, really. I have an old 22 that they call it a garden gun. It's a 22 rimfire, but it is a smoothbore, and well, I was shooting at 25 yards, and I was lucky if I could keep them all on that 8-inch splatter burst. Probably going a little faster than these, I'm sure, but all right, well, we'll have to take a look at those a little closer. It looks like they're pretty even, but thinking maybe the Daisy might have an upper hand right now. Nothing wrong with either one of those, though. So. All right, stand by. I will paster up those targets, and we'll shoot a couple groups with these Hornady Black Diamond BBs out of both of these guns. Stand by. Alrighty, so I am back, and those were really good groups for me shooting pretty much offhand, open sights, 21 yards. I'd say both of these guns are pretty impressive. Let's see how they'll do with BBs. I did forget to mention earlier that I did do actually test the triggers on both of these as well as run them across the chronograph, and both of them, I didn't take any pictures, but both of them were right at 3 pounds, about 3.5 pounds, give or take about an ounce. I can't remember which one was lighter, but they were within tenths of an ounce of each other, really. Both right around 3 pounds, which really surprised me. I didn't expect them to be that light, but let's see what they can do with BBs. I have not tried this yet. Like I said, I just did take a couple of pot shots with pellets from each one just to make sure they would even hit the target before I embarrass myself on camera here. But this ought to be fun. Is that right in the center of the red dot? It sure looks like it. Wow. Ooh, that one's just a little... I was kind of expecting them not to be quite as good with BBs, but... I cannot tell where that's going. They're not making quite as big a mark on the target, so it's hard to see. Those groups were really pretty good with the pellets, though. All right, looks like I am, except for that one, I think I'm all right in the center there. That's pretty darn good. Let's do one more with the daisy, and then we'll... These do have loading ports on them both, and they're really easy to load BBs in, but I still like to single load them just because that way I know how many BBs I've actually put in there, and I don't accidentally have one in there that I didn't know about when I try to shoot it with pellets. That one sounded kind of weird, but I don't see any new hole. Oh, yeah, I do. It's over to the left. All right, well, I mean, I'm actually kind of just pleasantly surprised that they all stayed on the splatterburst. If they did, I'll have to check them out when I get down there. I can't tell. All right, let's see what the 760 will do. Boy, it's tough on my old eyes. All right, I see that right there in the center. So, what was I gonna say? That one's at the top of the center bullseye there. Oh, I remember what I was going to say now. So the 760, the front post comes with, it's just blacked out. It's not colored in any way. And I have painted this one with my orange paint. The Daisy does come with a white dot front, which I like. I can see that one very nicely. Okay. All right, let's do one more and then we'll take a look at that target. I had to say, it kind of looks like the Crosman might be winning, as far as the BBs go anyway. Yeah, I think the Crosman's probably winning the BB war, but stand by. Let me go grab that box, and I'll bring it back here, and I'll let you know how I did. Stand by. Alrighty, so I am back. So here is my my target box, letting off all my secrets. So the upper one was the Daisy, and we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about a, I don't know, 2.5 inch group. And then the Crosman, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about a 2-inch group. So I would say that they were pretty darn even on the pellets, and the Crosman won on the BBs. But so let's talk about the overall aesthetics. I really like the old 760. I wish they had kept the old form factor of the 760 with the square front, and it's not an ugly looking gun at all, but me being an old guy like I am and having 760s from way back in the 70s and 80s, that's not a 760 in my mind. But I do like this camouflage look on this guy, and this one actually has more of an older 760 look than that one does. So just as far as looks goes, I kind of like the Daisy a little better. Performance-wise, they're both almost identical. I'm sure that little bit of variance in the BB group was all my eyes, but I don't think you can go wrong buying either one of these. The Crosman's a little bit cheaper when you can pick it up around town. You can get that right at Walmart for just under $40. This one was at the Tractor Supply for just a little over $50. I think Walmart sells them for like right around $50 as well. So they're a little bit more, but I don't think you can go wrong with either one of them really. So I know it's a longer video, but we had a lot of fun out here in the garage testing these two really budget friendly guns. Open sights, 21 yards. I think they did pretty darn good. Hope you liked the video. Till next time, have a great day.